and welcome to White Label Advice. My name is Brooke McNeely. I am the VP of Marketing here at WhyteSpyder, and I am joined by our amazing guest today. I am here with the Director of Customer Success, Allison Lee.
Hello.
Hello, Allison. And we're being joined again by with our director, because apparently Sergio got a promotion, but from in between our podcast. So, yay! So. And he is the director now of, you are a director of account services, right? Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, yay,
Very
I got
exciting.
it right. So yes, and then welcome to both of you. Hello, and how are you guys doing? And Allison, since this is your first time here on the podcast, can you tell us a little bit about what you do at WhyteSpyder?
Yes, I am Director of Customer Success, as Brooke just said, and I have been with WhyteSpyder for just a little over 4 years. And my role is to talk with our clients about SKU Ninja software, how to use the SKU Ninja software and apply it to their everyday business needs as they're working with their Walmart.com items.
That's awesome. And Sergio, since you got a promotion, has your job changed at all? Like, what does that promotion mean for you?
I think it's a little bit of the same. We have so many great new clients coming in every day. So it's basically just keeping your head on a swivel, responding to changes. Not a lot has changed, but it's great to, be in a slightly promoted role. Excited to see what new projects are coming down the pipeline because, with our sister companies, with Walmart, there's always, something new popping up. So very, very pumped.
Awesome. Well, good. Congratulations to you both. And we're happy to have you here. And so today we want to talk about all things Walmart. And so when it comes to Walmart, people have been talking about style guides. And I feel like style guides is one of those buzzwords that people throw around all the time. I know that at WhyteSpyder, we're always talking about style guides. But why do you guys give us a quick overview of what a style guide is? Allison, I think you talk about style guides every day.
Style guides are really, what's the best way to put this? It is the best way really to structure your content in order to make sure that you're delivering against Walmart requirements. The style guides are, they've evolved for starters quite a bit over the last couple of years, especially the last couple of years. But it's really a way to ensure that the content is really one unique to the particular category and product type. And that the content structured in a way that really meets that Walmart requirement, that Walmart algorithm. If that makes sense. So what we want to be careful about is having that identical content to multiple retailers. And so Walmart has really gone through great lengths to develop fantastic style guides that are really unique for each of their categories and what it is that they are expecting from a content perspective.
Yeah. Sergio, why does Walmart, why are they even doing this? Like why are they trying to make these very unique, detailed style guides?
Yeah, in the ancient times of like 3 years ago, there was sort of just one sort of like Walmart messaging for Marketplace specifically of just like, this is our Walmart style. It's shorter titles than other retailers. These are what we require for bullet points or for descriptions. But they realized that having that one size fits all doesn't sort of apply to different categories. More categories that need more information are going to have different sort of parameters around what their content should look like. And so that was the beginning of, having these category specific and then even subcategory specific style guides that could help the client, set up their items on Walmart. I think the really important thing here is that, these style guide rules didn't, come out of thin air. It was because Walmart saw, this is how our customer shops, and we want to meet them where they are and give them as much information as possible and make it look as good as possible on the PDP. So, not only what Allison said, 100%, this is also to, help you on your organic search rank, but it also helps you with your customer and helps with conversion just because they have a nice clean PDP to look at.
Yeah. So there's more information. So like, if you're looking at TVs, you need more information than if you're like looking for like a banana.
Correct.
Exactly right.
Cool. I got it. All right. So, why should suppliers, find the right style guides for their product type? Why is it, why should you have to really deep dive and find your product type instead of like, oh, this is my category and I'll just use this for my whole catalog?
There's actually a couple things to unpack there. One is you need to understand what your product type is, because those are assigned to your items. That's not something you're selecting at that item setup level. So one, you want to make sure you're in the right product type. And then when you are into the style guide that follows that product type, it's going to be really unique to the attributes that are required for that item to basically become search relevant to that shopper.
Sergio, what do you think?
No, I think that's exactly right. I think I may have mentioned this on the last time we were talking on the podcast, but at item setup, there's so many things that Walmart looks at to help you determine your product type, and it's not a trivial thing. It's something that if your product type is wrong, then you're just affecting where you are in the Walmart ecosystem. So it could be you're in an adjacent category. It could be you're in an adjacent product type, one that is similar. But if you really want to hit your key demographic, if you really want to hit your customer base, you want to have the most accurate product type possible. And a lot of that comes from content that Walmart is scraping from your product listings.
Well, and if you don't mind, I'd like to add on to that. So you'll have category guides, right? Like, just a general overall category, right? And there'll be attributes that are specific to the overall category. But then as you really get into the unique product types, you start to encounter secondary product types. And that's really critical to make sure that you're looking at and collectively and optimizing against all possible values there.
Yeah, sounds good. So it's like if you're in baby, but you do car seats. Like you want to make sure you get the car seat style guide, not just follow the baby guide.
Right, because there's going to be overall baby, but then there's going to be a few extra things for car seats or a few extra things for the play yards.
Mm-hmm. So how many style guides are there? Do we know? Is it like infinity? Because they keep making more?
I talk about this a lot to help explain the change that has happened over time, really going down the right path, right? So, when I first started working here, a little over 4 years ago, I think Walmart had somewhere like 20 to 30 style guides, right? And last I heard, we were up to maybe 2,000-ish by the time you count the product types, and we're rumor has it it's going to be several thousand more. So, but again, this is a gradual progression. It's not all at once.
Oh my goodness, Sergio, how many style guides have you come across? Infinity.
I think minimum 4 million. No, there are. I think like if you look at the Walmart taxonomy, right? Basically, how they organize the entire Walmart experience ecosystem. It starts at the L0 level, which is just like the biggest you could have. Everything is under there. And then it starts like breaking down. So if we're looking at like grocery, then we'll have the next level will be like L1 and it'll be like dairy. And then you'll go to the L2 and it'll be butter. It used to be that, we were only getting up to like L1 or L2. But now, like Allison was saying, you're going down to the L3, L4 level where you have dairy-free butter substitutes that are sprayable. That has a style guide now. So
it does.
It's just a testament to how much they're investing in having the best content for their customers.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about examples here?
Yeah, sure.
Just maybe to help bring that. And this is something that I will an example I reference a lot with some of our clients. That what food bev, for example, you bring up, some food bev, Sergio, they had one style guide a few years ago, right? And so you had this one set of attributes, and that's like half of the brick and mortar store, right, is food. And we had a client, they were a protein powder mix, okay? They had a low content quality score. And after doing some investigation, the Whyte poultry meat cut, the attribute poultry meat cut had a heavy weight of importance, and that just didn't apply against a protein powder shake, right? So thank goodness for product types. Now we have all these unique attributes that really help us to serve up the right information for that shopper to find the items.
That's really cool. That's good. So the style guides, do they change?
Yes. Yes.
Do they change a lot? Yeah. I guess as Walmart, it sounds like Walmart's always evolving and changing. So it seems like it's natural for them to evolve and change their style guides as well. Am I right there?
What do you think, Sergio?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like Allison is just like such a style guide expert that I'm just riding shotgun. I'm in the passenger seat. Yeah, they're changing all the time, and even if a season comes up and they recognize that there may be a refresher that needs to be done across the assortment, basically what Walmart will do is send out a holiday specific style guide just to remind people. I'll use the example that's most relevant right now. I might be jumping the gun, but with the Halloween style guide that Walmart sent out, if you don't have Halloween candy in your title, it's going to be really, really hard to show up on the Halloween candy search term. So that's just, a quick thing that, may be second nature to a lot of us, maybe, seem obvious, but when you're managing a category, a business, a catalog with so many SKUs, you may forget that, you need to optimize for that specific season, for that specific keyword, and stay on your toes about, all the different cool merchandising experiences that Walmart is investing in.
Absolutely. And to build a little bit of that, I can just take that a little bit farther when you talk about, how often are they changing? There is change that's occurring. Some, like to Sergio's point, some more often than others, really based on that category and seasonality factors. But what I have seen that change the most, especially as they started implementing the new style guides, the new product types in the last couple of years, is the attributes. So Walmart's really working to refine and define the attributes that are really most relevant to the different product types. They're also working to be more consistent, especially with attributes that may apply to multiple categories. So that's where I see the most change occurring, is really in those attributes. But some other things to call out. Walmart changed image specs in the last year and a half, and that's new to a lot of people. They used to allow some larger images. Now they want things to be around 22 by 2200 pixels. Fashion has a unique set of attributes, though, or a unique set of specs for images, but. The titles are actually they vary a little bit by category. Some categories want 50 to 70 characters in their titles. Others are going to allow you to go up to 90. It really depends on the products and what those products need. Descriptions and key features, nice, simple, descriptions, simple, sweet paragraphs that include all the relevant key terms that, and shopper data that they need, that shoppers need to understand in order to convert to purchase. And then you've got key features, simple, sweet bullet points. It's a lot of change. There's a couple of years ago, I think Walmart was it 4,000 characters?
Yeah, remember when we used to fill that whole thing up?
Gosh.
We used to write 4,000 character descriptions for clients, and we would keyword stuff as much stuff as we could in them, and that was how people would find stuff. That's how the algorithm would find the right things. And now it's completely different now. So.
That worked a few years ago. But no, to your point, now those descriptions are more like somewhere between maybe 60 to 150, maybe in some categories 300 characters. Very, very different. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Sergio did start talking about the holiday and the special seasonal style guides as well. And so why does Walmart do that? And so if you are you're candy and you want to be Halloween candy, how do you do that? Is it just going in and just changing your content? Is that all you have to do, or do you have to do anything else?
Yeah, I think certainly this is something that you should change on your own as much as possible, right? So if you have specific imagery for Halloween, with a witch and a jack-o'-lantern, that's certainly something that you want to put as your hero image or in the image carousel, just to make sure that it is, in theme with what Walmart is trying to do, and for their site merchandising experience, you really want to be in line with that as much as possible. We already talked about the title, in the description, you might want to put, these are individually wrapped, so they're perfect for trick-or-treating, just so somebody who's buying, knows basically the end goal of the product. But I would also say, if you have a merchant relationship, this is certainly something that you want to bring up to them. You sort of want to say, listen, I have this great SKU. It's going to be great for Halloween. We want to partner with you and promote this product as much as possible. And you let us know how we can do that. Really bringing that narrative to your merchant as much as possible is another great way to start that conversation around Halloween and other holidays.
That's really cool. And the style guide, so Walmart, they just kind of recently released these style guides for Halloween and holiday. And what is different about them compared to, regular style guides for the product types?
Yeah, I would say one of the big things is if you're selling a Halloween costume, the brand is a little bit less important. If you think about the customer journey, if you think about how people buy Halloween costumes, it's very brand agnostic. People aren't looking for a specific brand of Halloween costume. They're really more looking for a particular license or a particular brand. I'm sorry, a particular character rather than a brand. And so that's something that Walmart has already communicated that's optional for a lot of these categories where people are just looking to dress up their toddler as a princess. They don't really care where it's coming from. Another thing I would say is being mindful of everybody needs a Halloween costume. That's something that's in this style guide. So if you could have any sort of variety in the people modeling them, different ethnicities, different ages and sizes, that's something that is certainly something Walmart wants to promote, just so everyone feels included in the holiday.
That's cool. Allison, anything to add? Sergio just was right on, spot on.
I think he is spot on.
Yeah, I have a funny story though. So my son, and he's gonna kill me for telling everybody this. When he was like 3, maybe 4 years old, he picked out a Halloween costume and he wanted to be a ghost. And he was like, I want that one, mommy. And so we got it, and then I took it out of the package for him to try it on, and then he just started screaming and crying because he was scared of it. Like, he wouldn't wear it because he was so scared of it. And so thought it was so funny. I was like, oh my goodness. So we ended up being Spider-Man. So when you were talking about like special characters, that is important. But yeah, he really wanted to be the ghost, and then was too scared of the ghost costume to even put it on. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think I never went for the scary costumes, but I went with very strange costumes. And so I would show up at people's doorstep. One year, I went as Flavor Flav, the rapper.
That'd be amazing.
And people were just very confused why there was like a 9-year-old dressed as Flavor. Not a famous, like super mega famous rapper, like one of the sort of like, more forgotten rappers in the landscape of hip hop and rap.
Did you have the big clocks and stuff like that? Like,
I had a massive clock. I had the Viking helmet. I had like this big like baseball jersey. It was a hilarious costume, and my family my parents were just like laughing at like me walking around. There were like like ninjas and doctors, and then just like me running around with like a homemade grill. It was fun.
You were awesome. I can only
amazing.
imagine. That is so much better than my Panama Jack costume.
Yeah,
that I did put in our little photo contest last year.
And one year I went as a tablecloth, as I was like, I'm gonna go as a tablecloth, and then. And everybody was just like, that is the dumbest costume I've ever seen. And then, but this year, I'm like, what do you want to be for Halloween? He's like, I want to be a box. And I was like, you can't be. And I was like, I was a tablecloth. So you can be whatever you want, honey. So he might be a box. I mean, we haven't approached that again yet. But yeah,
Walmart.com has some great tablecloths.
What are you guys being for Halloween this year?
I don't know. I guess if my son actually goes as a box, I might as well break out the tablecloth again. So be like, we're just random household objects.
Now you've got me thinking. I don't have one yet.
I know. Oh my goodness. But that's funny.
I start planning so far ahead. I'm a big Halloween guy. So me and my girlfriend are being hibachi chefs, and our dog is being a raccoon. So
that's funny.
That's awesome. I love it.
That's amazing. We just wanted to talk about where do you go and find these style guides? Like, does Walmart send them out? Do the suppliers have to go actively find them? Like, how do you find style guides?
So I can tell you how you find them within our SKU Ninja platform.
Okay.
And yes, you do have to find them. You have to reach out for them, but we make that easier for you in SKU Ninja. So within our system, we have 2 places where you can find your style guide. One would be in our knowledge base, and there you will be able to see all the style guides that are available for all of the various categories and product types. But then within our basic content CMS system, when you're actually in, editing your content, updating your content, we have a button that you can click on, and that will allow you to open up and even download the style guide that's relevant for that item. We also are in the process of mapping out all of the fun new supplier or style guide specific attributes, as those are the moving targets that I mentioned earlier that we see the most change occur in. And so we are actually mapping those into our basic content CMS system as well. And that makes it a quick and easy place to find what you need. So Sergio can talk about how you find them in the Walmart systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the time, I would say the seller help portal is massively helpful in terms of getting sort of like the general bounds of what your content should look like on Walmart. a lot of the time Walmart will also reach out and provide a style guide. They may, say your character count or word count is enough in your description. Here is our style guide, and they'll send an email basically pointing out which of your items are, not following the style guide and which are, and how to sort of remedy that situation by following the style guide. And then you could also always open a ticket with Walmart support if you're in Marketplace and don't have a merchant relationship. And if you are, selling 1P to Walmart, that's certainly something that you can tap your merchant, and they'll be more than happy to provide you with that information.
That's cool. Yeah, or you could just be proactive and sign up for SKU Ninja, and then you could just get your style guide.
100%.
There you go.
I'm spoiled. Our team gives me every style guide. I haven't had to look for a style guide in months, years. I just have them sort of at my fingertips. But yeah, it's certainly something that is massively helped by SKU Ninja.
That's awesome. And one of the last questions, this is the last question. And so of course it's going to be about how awesome we are. So why should suppliers just let us do it for them? Like, why should they just let us, be like, just let us do it,
Yeah, I would say our software is the biggest part of it for me. So I have had a ton of experience trying to update content on Walmart.com, and sometimes there'll be an issue with permissions or content ownership, and so I'll do all this work to optimize an item, and then I'll see that the changes don't stick. In our SKU Ninja software, we save all those changes and basically maintain ourselves as a source of truth. That way, if there's any content that doesn't push, or in some cases, if that content gets written over by another data source, we have that source of truth that we can republish, and we can make sure that your content stays as pristine as possible. That's really how it is set apart. In addition, you're not just flying blind, you're not just shooting in the dark. We have all these suggestions from the style guides built into SKU Ninja. So when you are submitting that content, when you are establishing basically your source of truth, your foundational content setup, you'll be guided along by suggestions directly from Walmart.
Awesome. Well, that's good. Congratulations, guys. We did our first podcast together. Yay! All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll be right back.